ROC Foreign Minister has a successful tour of St. Kitts and Nevis. Honorable Vance Emery outlines priorities for the Ministry of Labour. Education sector plan envisages a revolution in the teaching and learning landscape, and barrier to Sandybank Beach removed following dialogue with Cabinet. Those stories and more are next on the SKNIS Week in Review for the period February 2nd to 8th, 2018. Hello and welcome, I'm Ian Richards. The deep ties that St. Kitts and Nevis shares with the Republic of China Taiwan were further strengthened following the successful visit of the Taiwanese Foreign Minister, His Excellency Dr. David Lee. The senior government official and his entourage arrived last Friday and spent the next 2 days meeting local officials, visiting key sites, and observing projects in the Federation that have received support from his country. Stops included the St. Kitts Eco Park, the Brimstone Hill Fortress and National Park, the Joseph and France General Hospital, and a visit to Nevis. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris noted the excellent relations that both nations enjoy.
Our relationship goes far back, 1981, when the country established an agricultural mission, a cooperation agreement with Taiwan. And then in 1983, we further formalized that relationship through the establishment of diplomatic relationship.
Yes.
Senior Minister and Minister of Labour Honorable Vance Emery has outlined 3 priorities for the Ministry of Labour in 2018 that will help to enhance the working environment in St. Kitts and Nevis. Minister Emery made the comments following an interview with the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.
If you're able to do those 3 things, train our people to perform the duties which they are called to do and to accept the responsibilities, and we work in tandem and harmony with the Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the representative of workers, then we'll be able to accomplish. The last one is retain the harmony. Decent work, fairness for all, decent wage, fair wages, fair work, and we can have a country, because it's small, relatively speaking, we can have a country which is an example to a lot of other countries.
The Ministry of Education has embarked on its plan to revolutionize the teaching and learning landscape through its highly anticipated 2017-2021 Education Sector Plan, which was launched on Friday, November 17, 2017, with the aim of ensuring that all stakeholders are equipped to deliver the highest quality of education to young people and adult learners. Against this backdrop, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, William Vincent Hodge, outlined that the key policy goals that guide the sector plan are of great importance to learning and teaching in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
The Ministry of Education will increase the number of early childhood spaces and strengthen early stimulation and education training for home-based providers. Under Goal 2, and this is just one example, under Goal 2, the Ministry of Education seeks to strengthen the quality and relevance of education at all levels. The Ministry will implement a revised national curriculum and learning assessment system that will allow students to develop a holistic set of competencies for this century. Additionally, during the current academic year 2017-2018, the Ministry will facilitate compliance with existing safety and quality standards in the areas of early childhood education and technical vocational education and training. The Ministry of Education would also implement a school safety and security policy and a quality teaching and learning framework in all our educational institutions that have compulsory education.
In related news, the Places of Memory text by local historian and author Leonard Stapleton has been introduced as part of the curriculum from grades 3 to 6 in all primary schools. Mr. Stapleton noted that the text captures the stories behind many historical sites and the role that our enslaved ancestors played in their development.
Some of the experiences of the enslaved Africans and St. Kitts and Nevis went on to change things throughout the British colonies, the experiences that occurred here. And that is one of the reasons why we need to write our own books, because some of these experiences have popped up from time to time in other books written for Caribbean schools, but not much credit is given to St. Kitts and Nevis where the event took place. And so it was necessary for people, when they read the book, to feel a sense of pride and a connection because it occurred here. And then you also look at the contributions, because notwithstanding the fact that they were under the condition of slavery, even under that condition, they did some amazing things that we could look to for inspiration.
The long-standing barrier that restricted public vehicular access to the beach at Sandybank Bay since 2009 is now gone, thanks to effective dialogue initiated by the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. The Honourable Timothy Harris, and his cabinet with the principals of Christophe Harbour Development Company. Prime Minister Harris noted that government will defend the public's right to access any beach.
Your government will stand for justice for all, both small and large. Our Constitution and our laws demand no less. We will uphold the spirit and the content of the law as they relate to access to our beaches. And I don't know how many times I will have to say that all beaches are public beaches in St. Kitts and Nevis. And we pledge that under the team administration, there will be no diminution in terms of adherence and compliance with the law.
The staff at the Pogson Medical Center in Sandy Point received a brand new washing machine following a donation from Delta Petroleum. Minister of State with responsibility for health, the Honourable Wendy Phipps, noted that the gift was quite significant.
We consider this a very touching gesture. It is a well-needed piece of equipment for Pogson right now. So we sincerely appreciate the timeliness of the gift. And we are also mindful of the corporate social responsibility that has been demonstrated by Delta in this donation. And separate and apart from that, in terms of what you have been able to do in St. Kitts and Nevis since the company would have set up operations here several years ago. It is the type of public-private partnership approach to development and to the rendering of social services that we continue to look forward to as we continue to build St. Kitts and Nevis.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honourable Timothy Harris, joined with other prominent regional and international figures in celebrating Grenada's 44 years of independence from Great Britain. The theme for the celebration on Wednesday was One People, One Country, or Responsibility. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, in greeting Grenada's Prime Minister, Dr. the Right Honourable Keith Mitchell, extended best wishes to the Grenadian government and people on behalf of the government and people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and reaffirmed the strong friendship that exists between the two countries. That's all for this edition of the SKNIS Week in Review. I'm Ian Richards.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.